This is a very quick demonstration, under 10 minutes, how to get up and running using the Anaconda Python environment, okay? And there are two versions of Anaconda. There's the Mini-Anaconda and the Mini-Anaconda and what? And the full Anaconda. Now, I suggest starting with the Mini, okay? Because the difference is you don't start out by installing as many packages as you would think. Live. Okay. Open up our pop-up chat. Minimize this. Okay. So the first thing we need to do when we start with an Anaconda environment is we need to open up our Anaconda prompt. And I suggest that you actually pin that to the start so you always know where it's at. Okay. Okay, and the first thing I want you to notice is this over here. This is the name of the active environment, okay? And this is where it starts to look for the environment, okay? This is your user, this is your home directory. Now to change into the actual directory itself, you go to Mini-Conda, so the path is going to be username, and Mini-Conda, okay? If you can, then you want to move into the environments, and this is where all your project environments are kept. Let's see something here. So we're going to create a new one. Create, then its name. We're going to call it, I don't know, online sales. Then you want to list a few packages. You have to list at least one package, but I just Seaborn, Jupyter, and this stats models will give us some basic forecasting tools, okay, like linear regression and ETS models, okay. So now we're going to create this. Oop, I misspelled Seaborn. And the next step is, once it's installed, you want to activate your environment. And coincidentally, in order to deactivate an environment, which is a little different, also you got within the active project, all you got to do to deactivate it is type conda space deactivate. And that deactivates the current active environment. Okay. Now this can take a few moments depending on the number of packages to install. And the advantage to Anaconda is, for instance, you can install different versions of Python for different projects. The current version is like 3.12.12. something or other, okay, and so that maybe for some reason you have a client who uses 3.11. Hopefully nothing older than 3.11, but 3.11 instead of 3.12 or 3.13. Well, all you got to do is tell it to install that type of version, okay? And as always, if you have any questions, be sure to stop by the chat session and say hi. I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so now you can see that the environment's finished installing. Where to go over here? What do we call it? Online sales. Okay, so now you're gonna come over here, and you want to keep all your code and your data for this project underneath your project environment. Okay, so come over here. We're going to do a little work with the old furniture sales data. Okay. Online sales. So I'm going to put my data underneath there. Now you can also create a separate directory for your data if you wanted to. It's just as easy to import from a directory than it is for directly it's just as easy to import data from a subdirectory inside your project as it is from actually directly underneath the project itself. If that makes sense. Okay. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to activate the environment. Online sales, and now you can see this is the online sales is the current active directory. So that's it. Go over here. Let's make sure our data is there. Okay, good. Now at this point, it's just a matter of what you want to do. You can use VS Code by typing code space dot. Dot says, look in the current directory. You can also use a Jupyter Labs notebook also. So you can see we're underneath the correct environment. All right. So now let's just start a quick plot here. Let's see. Sales dot. This is one way to create a Jupyter notebook. You can also create a Jupyter notebook using the Jupyter Labs book. Okay. Code. Okay, at some point it should come up here. Let's just try some here. And the first time you try to load the library, it's going to give you this pop-up to ask you, which version of Python you want to use. Okay, and you want to use the version. This is the project name again. You want to use the version that's part of your current environment. You can see here also in other projects. Okay, I loaded 3.12.7, 3.12.3. Okay, but I'm going to say again, choose the one for your current project. Now that's there. Okay. And at this point, you're off and running with Python. Okay. You can see it's connecting to the kernel down here, online sales 3.12.8, and that can take a minute or two to load. So now it's loaded, okay, and come down here now, code, let's say, SLES equals pd.rea_csv. Now you come down here and you can say, Let's see if this works. Probably misspelled it. Is it sales? It's sales, plural. Let's just print the head out there. That's annoying. Oh, okay, so it did read it. Okay, so now your data is loaded, all right? Okay. Okay, and now you're up and running with your Python, with your Anaconda environment, okay? Control S to save it. At this point, it's just Python programming. So now here we are, we're finished with our project, right? So now we're going to deactivate. Now, so you can see again I'll point out to you the path, okay? And the current working environment. Now, if you want to deactivate the environment, all you got to type is conda deactivate. And